What's going on, guys? Black Scout Survival. Hope you guys are having a good night. And today we're going to be talking about the balkanization of the U.S. is happening right before our eyes. And let me brighten this up here. Biden is leading us into a civil war, it looks like. You know, there was actually, seeing this tweet, Chuck Calesto. Breaking report, disturbing new poll finds that more than 40% of Americans believe a civil war is likely within the next 10 years. That's almost half of America, guys. And that number probably has jumped. This is from August 30th. After the rhetoric Biden's been spitting out this week, it's probably going to get worse. So according to Joe Biden, voting for Republicans through a democratic voting process is an extremist threat. So voting Republican is extremist threat per his words. He's expected, to keep escalating this rhetoric after we've seen these speeches all week where he's been, going around Pennsylvania and going into the midterms. He's trying to divide the country even more. And if you remember, this was Joe talking two clips from 2020 to now, and whenever he was blaming Donald Trump for the divide of the country.
As the opposition, instead of treating each other's party as the opposition, we treat them as the enemy. This must end. We're at a serious moment in our nation's history. The MAGA Republicans don't just threaten our personal rights and economic security. They're a threat to our very democracy.
So the perceived extremism among these leftists about Republicans is becoming the central midterm rhetoric, which is more aggressive than we've ever seen. And the extremism they're talking about is traditional values. We're talking about nuclear families. We're talking about raising families. We're talking about raising children. We're talking about letting children be children, not trying to indoctrinate them with sexual activities. People that want to work an honest living and masculinity and femininity and understanding that. And that is called extremism. Going to church, this is extremism. All these things that are traditional values of the United States is now considered extremism per the left. Speaking at an event in Pennsylvania, Joe Biden says he determined to ban assault weapons in this country. He said he did it once and he'll do it again. And he says, for many of you at home, I want to be clear, it's not about taking away anybody's guns. He said, in fact, treating responsible gun owners as examples how every gun owner should behave. Well, I guess he's not talking about those with AR-15s because he goes on to say he has shotguns.
For those brave right-wing Americans who say it's all about keeping America's independent and safe, if you want to fight against the country, you need an F-15. You need something a little more than a gun. No, I'm not joking. Think about this. Think about the rationale we use.
If you notice, he said right wing. First off, he came out right wing and said you need an F-15. I guess that didn't stop the Viet Cong or the Taliban, right? But he also goes on to talk about the American manufacturing has came alive across the heartland, no matter what white supremacists say. And this was another speech on another day.
Heartland, and the future will be made in America. No matter what the white supremacists and the extremists say. I made a bet on you, the American people, and that bet is paying off, proving that from darkness, the darkness of Charlottesville, of COVID, of gun violence, of insurrection, we can see the light. Light is now visible. Light that will guide us forward, not only in words, but in actions. Actions for you, for your children, for your grandchildren, for America. Even in this moment, with all the challenges we face, I give you my word as a Biden, I've never been more optimistic about it.
Mark Fallows, thanks. Arctic Viking, thanks, man. Oh, sorry, Arctic Wolf, thank you. So he says that American manufacturing, and what he means is bringing the Taiwanese over here and starting plants here in the United States. But yeah, it'll be American manufactured on American soil, but by the Taiwanese is what he means. And then to go on to say what the white supremacist says. So not only being you can't just be a Republican or conservative, you're also a white supremacist and extremist. To if you go against the Democrat Party, you're immediately labeled these things. He said that conservatives are full of anger, violence, and hate and division, claiming their philosophy is like semi-fascism. Shortly after that, a Biden spokesperson told the press that MAGA Republicans fit the definition of fascism. It's amazing.
Happening in our country today is not normal. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. Now, I want to be very clear up front. Not every Republican, not even the majority of Republicans are MAGA Republicans. Not every Republican embraces their extreme ideology. I know, because I've been able to work with these mainstream Republicans. But there's no question that the Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. And that is a threat to this country. What's happening.
The Republicans that he's talking about that are the mainstream Republicans are people like Liz Cheney, who's truly Democrat, Mitt Romney's, Dan Crenshaw's. That's who he's talking about. Anybody who's a MAGA Republican is a traditional conservative, right? That believes in traditional values, American values that the country has been successful on, right? Biden has shown nothing but destruction of the country. The White House denounced supporters of Donald Trump on Wednesday, accusing them of posing an extremist threat to our democracy. Karine Jean-Pierre began daily briefing by condemning Republican leaders for their dangerous rhetoric, but also said that I keep saying president because I'm reading it, said that Joe Biden believes supporters of former President Donald Trump were also a threat. So former supporters, so if you voted for Donald Trump, you are a threat. She also specifically complained about Governor Ron DeSantis for calling for Anthony Fauci to be physically assaulted when he said that someone needs to grab that little elf and chuck him in the Potomac. I like it. But here's Karine.
That there is an extremist threat to our democracy. The president has been clear as he can be on that particular piece when we talk about a democracy, when we talk about our freedoms. The way that he sees is the MAGA Republicans are the most energized part of the Republican Party. This is an extreme threat to our democracy, to our freedom, to our rights. They just don't respect the rule of law. You've heard that from the president, they are pursuing an agenda that takes away people's rights. So, which is what the president said last week on Thursday. You all heard him. This is what the president said yesterday, and that's what he's going to continue to say. And here's the thing: the president's not going to shy away to call out what he clearly sees is happening in this country. And again, MAGA Republicans are this extreme part of their party, and that is just facts. And that's what he's going to continue to lay out.
So it's facts because she and he says that it's facts. No, it's not facts. These people believe that if you say something long enough, that it'll become true. Like Sarah here also mentioned, Flimsy Graham. That's right. He's one of them. Sirius says good men are not fascists, historically speaking. And Mark Fallows, very dangerous rhetoric. I'm just applying the 80-20 rule. I'm listening 80-20%. Yep. Thanks, buddy. So the other thing is his speech tonight. He used a pretty disturbing background. This red lit up like it looks like he's in hell, right? The other thing I truly am pissed about is that he placed Marines in the background. He's using Marines as his backdrop. Now, I just know the culture of the Marine Corps. I'm not talking about DOD Marine Corps. I'm talking about amongst Marines, young Marines like these right here. I'm quite certain they probably don't even like Joe Biden. Hell, they probably voted for Donald Trump if they were voting age upon enlisting. And so he's probably calling them young devil dogs back there extremists as well. But in using them as a backdrop to try to scare or provoke something with Marines as his backdrop, using them as toys in the background. Truly disturbing how this was set up. I, I, I I hate it for those young leathernecks in the back. Um, but these accusations of this fascism stuff has been going on against Trump and his allies since the whole you know his campaign for presidency. Joe Biden, we're talking about, and echoing this rhetoric, the White House is elevated to the highest levels of leadership in America, using it against an entire group of Republicans, people that voted for Donald Trump. But it's not just Trump; it's American people. I mean, you've got hardworking men and women that voted for Donald Trump that are now labeled as extremists and threats to democracy, who fly American flag out in front of their house every day, that work honest living, pay their taxes, law-abiding citizens. Not that like the BLM and Antifa guys that go burn down businesses and rape, loot, kill, and all that kind of stuff. And Tucker Carlson argued that Biden's rhetoric is designed to portray regular Republican voters as a threat similar to Nazism, which would increase public voting turnout. Because obviously they're trying to scare anyone on the fence, they're trying to scare into voting for Democrats because they're losing tremendously. But guys, this is very dangerous rhetoric from coming from someone holding the position of the president, and just how it continues to come from this administration. Their take seems to be that if they say something enough times, that people will believe it's true, and that's how it's been this whole time, even throughout Trump presidency. CNN believes if they say something long enough that people will, and people do believe it. Don't. It's not about if they will; they do believe it. People do believe this stuff. Trump had a 94% approval rating from Republicans during his presidency, guys. That's a huge portion of the party and the country. This isn't like a small number. This is the majority. And it's almost like they're trying to dehumanize and start to lay a foundation for expulsion of some sort. And this is exactly what happened in the Balkans. This same sort of thing where they dehumanize people. Nazis did it too. They dehumanize people, right? But it's ironic that this guy, Joe Biden, who campaigned on unifying the country, has completely abandoned that promise and set out to fuel division. The regime is terrified. All this is designed to provoke and intimidate. If they were confident about the Democrats coming into midterms and their ability to win, this would be completely unnecessary. You wouldn't see this type of rhetoric. It's only like it's like their last plea. Like they've tried everything. They're trying to give out money. They're trying to buy votes, but with the college fund stuff, they're trying to import voters from Mexico. Just let them come across. JJ Garrett says, and just WTF has the right done to cause any of this? Nothing. You existing because you are traditional. You have traditional values, and they want to dismantle every part of America, right? It was about racism going into the 2020 election, but after they secured that with those voting machines and stuff like that, and mail-in ballots, Black Lives Matter has been forgotten. You don't hear them talking about Black lives whatsoever. If I was black coming into this and seeing all the rhetoric, I mean, that would be a wake-up call. They don't care anything about you. They hadn't done anything for you. All the stuff they were doing was just the social justice warrior, was all just a play to get you to vote for them. Johan Morales says that speech by both Biden and press secretary sounded a lot like projection, and also crazy how they're willing to demonize half the country. Yeah, man. Thanks for the super chats too. Sorry I couldn't post your stuff up on the screen. The comments are spewing so fast. I got you. Sorry I missed the other guy. They're spewing so fast. I got to nail it as soon as it comes through. And so my thoughts is what's coming is they're most likely going to try to charge Trump, right? Well, let me start by that background, by these speeches. They're trying to instigate something too. They're trying to provoke Americans. That's what they're trying to do. So I think that they most likely will try to charge Donald Trump. I wouldn't even be surprised if they, going into the midterms, canceled it because of, the fake chaos and martial law were put into place. I wouldn't even be surprised. Like, they're going to do anything in their power not to lose their power. So are we 4856? So are we a democracy or constitutional republic? These politicians don't know the difference. They don't know. They don't know. Stand for something and fall for everything. Stay in Christ. Thanks, buddy. So I want you to play this video too. This was in the debate against Trump and Joe Biden, if you remember this.
Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got to be
not
kidding.
militia. That's
You've got to be kidding. Antifa's an idea, not an organization. Or not this one. Who are these guys? Antifa has taken up arms, guys. Heavily armed Antifa militants stand guard outside Texas kid-friendly drag show. A kid-friendly drag brunch for all ages that was guarded with heavily armed Antifa militants with AR-15s. The drag event was held at the Anderson Distillery and Grill in Roanoke, Texas. This event was called Barrel Babes Drag Brunch, was advertised as dancing, music, laughs, and said it was a kid-friendly event. It featured vulgarity, sexualization of minors, and partial nudity. Upon learning of the event, Protect Texas Kids, founded by Kelly Neidhart, organized a pop-up protest outside the venue. In response, Antifa organized its members to support the drag event. According to the NGO, the local chapter of the John Brown Gun Club and Antifa militia linked to domestic terrorism led a call to direct action. Antifa was placed strategically during the kid-friendly drag show and was armed with snipers and like snipers on top of third floor of the parking garage. You see these guys here. There's some down below. There's some up on top of the parking garage, and there's also some spread out on the various levels of that garage. Now, nothing was said by the media, but like Kyle Rittenhouse or other armed citizens that were protecting small businesses were called racist and extremists. Meanwhile, their businesses were getting looted and burned down, even minority businesses. I'll show you the drag show. These dudes ought to be ashamed of themselves. Nelson said they were probably airsoft guns. No, they were real, man. They were real. So there's a big win for CCW in California, and the Democrats want to pick a fight. They don't care if it's China, Russia, or American people. Yeah, no doubt. So here's some lady that videoed the Antifa.
Right now!
On the other side of the sidewalk, if you are a counter protester.
I'm not a protester, I live here.
Well, you are. You're wearing a fucking Blue Lives Matter flag. You're recording us. You need to be on the
I'm
other
wearing a
side.
what?
That shit on your head.
That's your American flag, motherfucker. Where you live.
Go on the other side of the street.
No. What's
Go
your
on the other side of the street, bro.
He's asking you
all to go.
Go on the other side
The
of the street.
officer's
The
asking
police
you
are
all to
telling
go.
you, bro.
You need to get off the sidewalk right now. You need to go back to your side right now. I live here. I'm not going anywhere.
You know, I mean, okay.
I'm not going anywhere. You'll have to shoot me, motherfucker. That's freaking weird. Oh, really? You're carrying a gun? What are you going to do with it? Just getting your serial number. You need to go back to your side of the sidewalk.
So yeah, out there protecting some drag show with minors, nudity, all that sort of stuff. So Then in the industry this week, the FPC started taking up for Antifa. Firearms Policy Coalition, you probably heard of this guy. These are like a gun advocacy group. And people were flipping out because they were saying, you know, we don't support evil acts. We also don't support gun control. Which one is it? I have it here. Yeah, here it is. We don't support evil acts. We don't support gun control. If you believe that others shouldn't have access to guns, and you support gun control. And so then people were like lighting them up. Antifa is a subversive Marxist terror organization operating in the United States, and they should not have access to firearms, period. FPC needs to wake up, call it, if they think it's a terror organization guarding pedophiles with AR-15s is something they want to support, is disgusting. Yeah, because we all know this is how it is. It all comes down to pedophilia. That's what all this stuff is about. And then so they're replying, read the Constitution. And they said pedophiles don't get, somebody replied back, pedophiles don't get human rights. And then read the Constitution. Again, they post Firearm Policy Coalition. So they were getting attacked. But what you have to understand, guys, is that you have to be careful on who you support. Because not everyone that is pro-gun is pro-America or pro-American values. And just because they're a veteran doesn't mean they're pro-America either or American values. Right? I see some people get duped by a lot of these guys, a lot of these bro vets and stuff, and they like just go along with these people. Be careful who you support. Many will use the term I'm a libertarian, but what they're really saying is that I get along with everyone because I don't want to lose followers. They don't even know what a real libertarian means. But sorry, our forefathers didn't go along with everyone. I don't go along with everyone. And I can't stand more than anything someone who's afraid to state loudly and clearly and precisely what they stand for. If you don't know what some influencer, content creator absolutely 100% stands for, they're not clear. They're not talking like I am, telling you specifically what I believe in. Not that, oh, I'm pro 2A, I'm pro America. That doesn't mean anything. There's Democrats that say that, guys. There's leftist communists that say that. Antifa guys have got guns. They're pro-gun, right? Be very careful. I wouldn't support them if they were not very precise and clear on what they believed in. I could name a dozen influencers right now on top of my head, popular guys that never say anything, right? You think that because they're a veteran, they're pro 2A, that they're pro-America. Most of them are actually pansies because they won't say what needs to be said. They won't use their platform. They're cowards. They won't say it. They don't want to lose a follower. They're scared to. They're scared to lose money. Cowardice leads to tyranny, and tyranny leads to slavery. Guys, that's what you have to understand. So any of these people that you're following that are not standing up, that don't have the balls to actually say what needs to be said, stop following them. Quit supporting them. Quit putting money in their pocket. Quit putting likes and views on their stuff. They don't deserve it. They're not pro-America. Just because they wear all-American flag get up on July 4th, but they go on a Lance Armstrong interview and say, no, a 21-year-old shouldn't have guns. I don't care what color hat he wore in the Army. It doesn't freaking make a damn. He's a coward, right? He can't stand up for what needs to be said. But look at this guy talking about the WEF and exactly what he's trying to do.
As the Dutch government, a guy called Rutte, the prime minister, completely owned by the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab, why has he just announced that the Netherlands, the second biggest exporter of food in the world, is targeting farmers to destroy them and get them off the land, which is where all these farming protests in the Netherlands have come from? People depend on you for what's left of the food. You control them. Where food is abundant and cheap, you do not control them. Where energy is cheap and abundant, you do not control them. Scarcity equals dependency equals control. And that's why they're targeting the food chain, they're targeting the energy supply.
That dude is speaking facts. Control the food, you control the people, right? If there's abundance of food, why do you think all these plants are burning down? They're slaughtering off animals. They're dumping formula at the border, pouring it out on the ground. You can't find formula. Netherlands is getting shut down for some kind of crisis, nitrogen crisis that they made up. The Ukraine, Russia, can't export wheat. What do you think this all is? It's all a play to stop the food supply, because the food supply gets stopped. People start panicking. You got to depend on the government. Energy, gas is so high. Oh, I can't afford to go anywhere. I can't afford to do anything. They're talking about, gas cars. California just said that gas cars will be outlawed. I'm sorry, yeah, gas cars will be outlawed. But now they're saying that you can't charge your smart car because it's killing the electrical grid. So then you can't get anywhere, right? It's all a play for control. That's what all this is. Like they're slow boiling, right? Get your food, guys. Get your food stocks. Like, you don't want to have to pay $200 for a loaf of bread when it comes to that time. Get your food now. We got links below. You can check it out. Get our kit. I think it's today's the last day, maybe. Check it out. Use the discount code before it goes back up in price. I'm telling you, I don't know. I haven't looked, but it may have went back to regular price. But if it's still on sale, use the discount code. Get even more discount. Go buy anything. Go just buy the number 10 cans they have. I don't care. You don't have to buy my kit. Just get food, guys. Get food. Go to your grocery store. Stock up on things. Stuff that you don't have to use a lot of fuel to make. Things like that. But the other thing is produce, man. Produce has been going bad, spoiling very quickly all across the country. And it's like spoiled in the grocery store, right? I don't know what's going on with that on that front, but it's happening. Very strange. Mike LeMay, thank you, man. Appreciate you, buddy. So yeah, seeds, another good one, Jason. Absolutely. Seeds, everybody's saying seeds. Yeah, yeah. Don't eat vegetable oil. Don't eat vegetable oil. Stay away from that. Olive oil, stuff like that. American gun chick, yes. Tim Kennedy spies, steroids, cheaters, and UFC until he got the opportunity. Yeah, that's right. Y'all go watch that Lance Armstrong interview with him where he said a 21-year-old doesn't need to have a firearm. Go check it out. It's pretty good. So someone's saying they're attacking water too. I have heard that. That's, also another issue. And anything that you need, like essentials, things that you don't need and really control you, but food, water, and fuel is control. Trust me, they'll have you like this under their thumb, Anyhow, guys, a lot to think about. Very scary situation. Scary in the sense of the country's probably never going back to how it was pre-2020. We're never going to get back to normal again. It's going to be a constant fight, and it's only going to get worse. It doesn't matter who wins the next election, guys. I don't see it ever going back to quote unquote normal. I don't see it. So, like I always said, if you didn't watch my video on how to be extremist the other day, go watch that. You got to be your own protector, your own provider, right? You can't depend on anybody else. They want to destroy traditional American values for this new communist, Marxist, socialist society where you got a chip in your hand and you go pay to buy your Starbucks or your Amazon and eat your cricket. Officer 47 just got his kit. Number 2 for you. Good job, man. Thank you. Yeah, he's a bro vet. I'm sure a lot of you follow him though. He's so cool. No, he's not. He's like 4 foot tall too. You're not even a man at that size, right? Anyhow, guys, years ago, people have asked for this for many years. 4 years ago, we did the Voyager double hammock. People asked for a camo version. Well, it's been 4 years, but I got it. It took a long time. Sorry. Voyager double hammock on site. Discount for the tribe throughout the weekend. You don't have to type in a code. It's normally $60. I got it for $55. Not for the tribe, for the late night live guys. For the weekend and camo version, everybody was asking for it. Sorry it took so long. 2 people can fit in it. It comes with its own straps and carabiners. So everybody else charges you like extra to do that. Like, I don't even understand that, because I remember the first time I bought a hammock and it like didn't come with anything, and then you got to go buy the extra stuff and it's like another $30. So Anyway, it comes with the straps, and these are very like like 400 pounds or something. It says on the website, but tree straps, and they're very easy to use. I've got a video I can post up to if you need to see the video. I think it might be online though, so you can check it out there. But the link is below in the description, so go ahead and snag you up one. And anyhow, guys, let me know your thoughts on the stuff that was said by Biden. And what do you think about the Marines being there, using them? What do you think about the division of America? And do you believe in civil war? That's what I want to know, because 40% of America, let's do a percentage of based off the comments. Do you believe that the civil war is coming in the next 10 years? Daniel's asking, how many 3-letter agency boys do you think are in this chat? There are probably some. I'm sure I'm on some kind of list. Matthew Frank says that Google would not let him use his Navy Federal Credit Union card nor prepaid card to join the tribe. Man, I've heard people say that. I'm not sure why. Why that is. It's probably something to try to screw me over, honestly. Like they try to, screw up on my videos. So, anyhow, guys, go let me know your thoughts. 10 years, will it be a civil war? How long do you think it will be till then? What do you think about Joe Biden's remarks? How divisive are they? And if you like Joe Biden, get the hell out of here. I don't want to know your comment anyway. You don't even really like Joe Biden. You just hate Donald Trump, because show me where the orange man hurts you, right? All right, guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Make sure to stay frosty, stay strapped, stay dangerous, and go hit that like button. Thanks, guys. Take care.